news, early morning fire destroys LTA office. Investors told their interests protected in the Constitution. And 100 laid-off workers return to work. But first, tonight, the 43-year-old victim of a car accident in Langere on Thursday died at the CWM hospital this morning. The victim succumbed to injuries sustained during the serious accident at 3 a.m. that morning. He was admitted at the ICU ward on Thursday. The Land Transport Authority vehicle inspection building in Lambasa today was destroyed in an early morning fire. National Fire Authority CEO John O'Connor says their Lambasa office received a call close to 5 a.m. this morning.
It was an early morning fire in Lambasa that destroyed the Land Transport Authority inspection building. National Fire Authority responding to the scene 6 minutes after receiving the call.
Yeah, last night at about 443 hours, we had received a call from the military base in Waturekuka in Lambasa, advising us that a taxi driver had stopped at the base and advised them that the LTA office, one building in the LTA compound was on fire. The team responded and they were at the site at about 49 hours, and they fought the fire, managed to stop the fire, but the building has sustained between 60 to 70% damages.
While this is the second fire in the north this year, it has brought the total fires for this year to 5, which is now a concern to NFA.
When you look at these fires, most of them are property fires, residential fires. This is the first industrial fire. And most of the fires are happening at night, late at night or early in the morning.
The fire, O'Connor says, could have been prevented if precautionary measures was followed.
Don't place your mosquito coils on Fiji times. If you're using candles, make sure they are switched off before you go to sleep, or kerosene lantern or something. Make sure it's placed away from where the wind can blow it and so forth. And also make sure that you switch off unused power points and equipment, because they could also lead to fires. These fires, if we are extra careful, we can avoid and prevent fires from occurring.
Fiji One News.
A group of Ministry of Works employees who were handed termination letters last week will now return to work. This follows an intervention by the Prime Minister, Minister of Works and Commissioner Weston.
It's a relief for workers who were just early this week without jobs. However, they are conditioned to their return.
The workers have agreed to a condition that they will resume work after their leave. On the 14th, some will start on the 16th. So I'm happy when the workers have been re-engaged into the new condition that they will sign. They will sign condition, what the government will provide them.
The Prime Minister, Line Minister and Commissioner Weston coming to the rescue.
Yes, we would like to thank the Commissioner Weston, and we would like to thank the Minister. We would like to thank the Prime Minister for all coming in and putting their hands in so the workers could go back and work and earn money for their family.
Now the onus is on the workers to perform.
The workers have agreed what they have agreed on. So it's all entirely up to them how they perform now, from now onwards.
Close to 100 workers will now return to work. Nrebukelangi, Fiji One News.
Prime Minister Komandovo Bainimarama has assured investors that the new constitution will look after their interests. He also urged them to look at the opportunities available in Fiji.
Prime Minister Komandovo Bainimarama is confident that the new constitution will bring much needed change to our economy. While addressing business people in Nandi, he highlighted what he expects from them.
Investors and stakeholders need to have confidence that if we lower tax rates 1 year, they won't be raised the next. If that confidence doesn't exist, they won't invest that money, grow their businesses, and create new jobs.
Improvement to the infrastructure will continue. This is to assist those who will invest in the country.
The same is true in areas like infrastructure development. For example, if we do not continue our push to upgrade our roads and then to maintain them, before long they would fall back into the sorry state we found them in.
Commodore Bainimarama says our position as the hub of the Pacific should be an added advantage.
We are blessed with so many advantages in terms of our location, our people, and our resources. Indeed, many financial institutions, both local and international, agree that if we keep our hands on the controls and maintain the course we're on, Fiji will continue to rocket ahead. In 4 or 5 years' time. We will be one of the true successes.
Drew Bukelangi, Fiji One News.
The Ministry of Health continues to emphasize the need for the public to be vigilant against dengue-carrying mosquitoes by paying heed to advisories. This is after more cases of people confirmed with dengue have been registered in the first 9 days. Earlier this week, the National Task Force for Dengue Fever met to review and discuss activities carried out in terms of healthcare delivery, public campaign, mobilization and vector control activities. A clean-up day has been declared for next Thursday for Lami, Suva, Nasinu and Nosuri. Still to come, positive response to Topper's scheme. Fiji Airways will put in place an aggressive financial performance strategy to increase operating profits to more than $100 million beginning this year. The projections have been pegged, assuming fuel prices and currency exchange rates remain at current levels.
With plans to become a world-class airline, Fiji Airways will now undertake an ambitious but solid financial growth plan that will take the airline to a new level. And to achieve this, the man at the helm says they need sustainable profit and healthy cash flow. First up, a review of the airline's 737 aircraft platform.
And we need to make the study if we should change and swap them to A330, A320, so change a Boeing short-haul platform into Airbus, which would then mean that the 2 additional 737 would be 2 additional A320s. But we need to make the study.
Pitchler says becoming financially stable and reinvesting in the company's fleet is imperative, but key to the success of any future plan, a strong and loyal workforce.
Together with this growth, we also offer about 30% more jobs to Fijians. The 30% more jobs also include a trainee program for locals. You're going to bring in more local people and train them and create trainee positions where the people can watch some other people, professionals in the areas, and get the skills required to do the job.
There are also plans to increase the total staff numbers by 28.5% and invest in a trainee program to qualify local people in roles across the company.
We have in the meanwhile appointed one head of safety and security, a Fiji national, who has replaced the US expat manager. We have also in December appointed 2 locals, as one is acting general manager IT, replacing 2 expats.
Sherry Ann Wilson, Fiji One News.
This year's general election campaign will be an expensive one for all those who are contesting. Social Democratic Liberal Party General Secretary Pio Tambaiwalu says that while they welcome the announcement of the Electoral Commission, they'll have to wait for the electoral decree before they get most of their work off the ground.
Yes, we welcome the Commission, and we hope they get to work very quickly. And we're really looking forward to them setting out a timetable for not only for political parties, for the general public. What are they going to do in the next 5 to 6 months, towards elections? That's critical for us to then plan according to the timetable they put out. How we're going to go out to our people and explain whatever it is that the Commission puts in the rules and regulations.
Most of the party's campaign plans will get underway once they know the rules and regulations.
Going out is very expensive. Fiji is a scattered country. You have the interior, you have the islands, and you have to go out to reach your voters. The first thing they ask you is, how are you going to vote? What's a new voting system? So for efficiency, once you go out and campaign, you also need to explain the rules and regulations for elections.
There's been a positive response to the National Toppers scheme. Students wishing to get fully funded scholarships wasted no time in applying for the 1,000 awards up for grabs. Even those from the remote parts of the country also applied.
To see them coming with their children as far as more remote areas and from the islands as far as Lakemba, Taviuni, they've all come to, they're interested to see, what education they can assist in, to help their children.
Those not meeting the criteria for the scheme will have to settle for the tertiary loan scheme. Successful applicants can expect the results soon.
Working really hard to get all the sorting and sifting throughout this weekend, working full time, and we hope to get the results out by hopefully end of next week.
A 14-year-old student will be laughing all the way to the bank first before starting school after winning $25,000 today. The cash prize was part of Vodafone's Christmas promotion, which gave away a total of $100,000 in cash to over 50 lucky people. But for Andhra College student Jordan Moore, this also secures his plans for higher tertiary studies.
And I bought an Alcatel from Vodafone MHCC, and I can't believe that I've won $25,000 cash. I believe that my university is free.
Government forces in South Sudan are now closing in on a city taken over by rebel fighters as the innocent once again flee the violence. 9,000 people have taken refuge at a UN camp north of Bentiu.
People in South Sudan know when trouble is coming. They've been running from war for decades. This dusty, strung-out town is Bentiu. Thousands fled here to the safety of a UN compound when the town fell 2 weeks ago, when which tribe you were from suddenly became a question of life or death.
They come in our home in the midnight and they greet us in the Dinka language. When we replied, they started shooting.
I'm worried about fighting, I'm worried about staying here. For how long are we going to stay here?
The front line suddenly shifted, the government troops advancing. We thought the battle had begun. But this was the rebels, destroying ammunition they couldn't retreat with. More people in need of help. But with food running low here, the UN decided to take a risk. An aid mission into town to fetch food supplies from a UN warehouse as civilians continued to flee.
This is a UN compound in the center of Bentiu. Overnight, more than 1,000 people came into this compound to try and get shelter from the fighting, and now they've become the priority. Now the UN is going to take these people and get them out, hopefully before the fighting starts.
With gunfire already heard nearby, they had to move fast. They took who they could and would return for the rest. They reached the camp safely, but a mission for food brought only more people. And the historical rift between tribes has been reopened by this crisis. While talks about peace go nowhere, the fear is more fighting will come.
Ahead in sport, Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan may have selection headache in naming his final 12 next week. And Pacific Sprint King hard to beat.